Cher has been a part of popular culture now for some 3 decades. She gained fame in the 1960s as half of the duo Sonny and Cher, but her lifelong ambition was to act. So Cher gave up a reported $350,000 a week as a Las Vegas performer to make her Broadway acting debut in 1982. Going on to win critical acclaim for her film roles and an Oscar for Moonstruck. But rather than sticking to acting, her next step was to rejuvenate her singing career. Her latest recording is It's a Man's World, and I am very pleased to have her here. Welcome.
Thank you.
I like your hair.
You know what? I just got bored today. I've been doing all kinds of
stuff. You mean it wasn't this way yesterday?
No, I just slipped it on like a hat. It's great.
But it's your hair.
No, it's not my hair.
I didn't think so.
No, of course not. I mean, I just said that to be snide when I walked in.
When you walked in, I said,
right.
I like it. Now, what is it? Why this color? I mean, just because...
It's red.
It's red.
Yeah, I mean, it's for no reason. You know, I don't put a lot of stock in...
We don't care.
Yeah, it's just the superficial stuff that goes around.
Yeah. There is about you, and we just talked about before we started, this notion that you are always reinventing yourself, rejuvenating yourself. What is that about with you?
I don't think that I don't consciously do it, but I think it's because in my career I pull back and I stay to myself and I don't do anything, and then I come back and I've done something a little bit different than the last time, or something completely different than the last time. I don't take the spotlight too intensely for too long. I don't have very thick skin, and I don't have a lot of protection. You don't like the spotlight, or what happens if you're in the spotlight offends you? It doesn't really, it doesn't offend me, but it makes it just is too difficult for me.
How so?
Well, because there are certain people that tabloids and tabloid shows and people just like to gossip about or talk about or whatever, and I'm one of those people. And so when I would become really, really popular, it would just get a little bit, it's like a bug under a what do you call that, a magnifying glass. Right. It just gets too,
microscope,
yeah, it gets too hot. You know, it just gets a little bit too uncomfortable, and last time was just, I love my work, I just don't like being quite so famous.
What happened last time? I mean, you just were, in terms of the acting stage?
No, it was kind of like after I won the Academy Award and my boyfriend got arrested for supposedly trying to kill these 2 reporters, photographers that work for the Star, and he went to jail, and I had lots of people stalking me, and I didn't know who were reporters and who were stalkers, and plus, you know, it just got too intense for me.
And so you said, I'm going to retreat. I go into a kind of
yeah, well, I didn't plan to do it. I wasn't very well. I was sick for a couple of years.
With what?
I had Epstein-Barr virus, and it just kind of pulled the plug from me. You know, it took all of my energy, and I just was so depleted. Because
after Moonstruck and after the Oscar, boy, I told you this too earlier. I saw you on a couple of programs, Donahue, and I said, that's a very bright, talented woman. She seems to be in control of her own destiny. She's going to define herself. She's going to be what she wants to be, right? All of which was true.
Yeah.
You walk away, you know, after whatever the split with Sonny and all that, which you've talked about a zillion times, and all of a sudden, you do become the actress you wanted to become. You do win the Oscar. And then it seems like, poof, she's gone.
I just disappeared.
You had it and you let it go.
Yeah.
It didn't lose you.
I lost it.
Yeah.
Well, I think the initial reason was because of not feeling really well. I think I was just not well enough to continue. I mean, when I did Moonstruck and when I had 2 years worth of constant work, and when it was over, I just kind of let everything down, and I was sick. I was just depleted. So, and then when I was kind of out of it for a while, it was a break. It was kind of, you know, I didn't have to be in makeup all the time. I didn't have to be looking perfect all the time. I didn't have to be working all the time. I could just kind of putter and do what I wanted. I mean, I like my career. I love my career, but I also like to have free time, and my life has been much more about work than it has been about free time. Also, I get really busy being Cher, and then I wonder who that is. I mean, it's easy to play Cher for me, and I can do all this stuff, these interviews, I can do all that stuff, but every once in a while, I have to go inside myself because I don't feel real. You know, I don't feel like, I wonder if I wasn't busy playing Cher today, what do I really want to do? What do I want to be? You know, I don't want to just give up having goals because I've reached a certain amount of goals, and it just, I don't know, it's just, I'm kind of rebellious. I just kind of play it. I do my own thing in my own way.
March to your own drummer, as they say, to use an old.
I mean, it's not smart at all. I wouldn't choose it this way, nor would I tell anybody to do it this way. It's just, this is my life, you know, it's going to be what it is. I mean, it's going to make a much better movie probably than a life.
Maybe. And who's going to play you?
Somebody who's probably not born yet.
But to be Cher is to be what? I mean, what is it that Cher is?
Well, it's definitely a portion of who I am. You know, it's definitely, the basis of it is me. But it's then becomes like, I think I'm really honest when I'm singing, and I think I'm really honest when I'm acting. That's really as honest as I can get. And all the other things are, it kind of, I've like created this person, and then sometimes I feel like I have to live up to something, and the moment I feel like I have to live up to it, I just want to tear it down. You know, and I want to recreate myself, you know. I don't want to keep being the same me. I want to keep knowing who I am. I want to keep taking my internal temperature and seeing what I believe in, what I want to do. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be what people's idea already is of me.
Take a look at this. I don't want to let this pass too far, because this shows some of your acting talent, and also it will lead into a new music video. Take a look at this from Silkwood, 1983. Cher and Meryl Streep.
You know, maybe Drew's right. Maybe we should just quit. Get out of here. Move someplace where it's clean. You and me. Well,
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah? I mean, they're one of the great actresses of our time, Meryl Streep, and you're there.
Right with her.
Right with her.
Yes. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? I mean, did you thought?
No, I didn't think. I didn't want to do it.
Mike Nichols talked you into it.
Yes. Well, he didn't talk me into it, actually. He just said, do you want to do a movie with me and Meryl Streep? And I said, yes. It was when I was packing, I said to my sister, I can't go do this. What am I going to do? What am I going to do there with Meryl Streep? What am I going to do? My sister said, well, he must think you can do something or he wouldn't ask you. But I was terrified.
Yeah. You have a great literal sense. When I talk to you, if I say a word and it's not exactly right, then you respond to that word. You know, I mean, you hear things literally, don't you?
Yes.
You know. Okay, I mean, that's a good, smart, intelligent. Take a look at this. This is from Moonstruck with you and
Nikki
Cage. Here it is.
Oh my God!
What?
What?
Take it easy.
This time I was trying to do everything right.
Don't just become excited.
I thought if I stayed away from the city hall, I wouldn't have the bad luck I had again.
You're making me feel guilty.
I'm marrying your brother.
All right, I'm guilty. I confess.
The wedding's in a couple of weeks. You're invited, okay? How come you didn't be like him and be with your mother in Palermo?
She don't like me.
You don't get along with anybody, do you?
What did you do?
I do.
You ruined my life.
That's impossible. It was ruined when I got here. You ruined my life.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did. You know, you got them bad eyes like a gypsy, and I don't know why I didn't see it yesterday. Bad luck. That's it. Is that all I'm ever going to have? Oh, I should have taken a rock and killed myself years ago. I'm going to marry him. Do you hear me? Last night never happened, and I'm going to marry him, and you and I are going to take this to our coffins.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I'm in love with you.
Snap out of it.
I can't.
Your favorite role or not?
Oh, one of them, but I think my favorite role is Mask.
Why?
I don't know, because it meant a lot to me somehow. The whole thing meant a lot
Being
to
the
me.
mother?
Yeah, and because it was real, and because the story was so great. I mean, Moonstruck was such an easy movie to make. It wasn't even like we were making a movie. You know, it never felt like we were working. So, I mean, it was great. I mean, I loved it. It just was too easy. It's like I feel almost guilty winning the Academy Award for it, because it was just so much fun. It was so simple.
Who directed it?
Norman Jewison.
Oh, that's right, Norman Jewison. You look at this, and we don't have Mask, but we have these two. Does it make you want to act again?
Yeah. I just acted. I mean, I just did a small part in this thing that I directed, and I did a really good job. It's small, but she's really a good character. I felt, yeah.
Yeah, I've got the urge again. Yeah, I really want to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah.
You've always had, or have you always had a healthy self-esteem?
No, I don't think ever.
The reverse of that.
Yeah.
You haven't had it.
No.
First, because early on, and when you were young, until your mother could take care of you, you were put in a home or something?
Yeah, but I mean, yes, of course, that probably was a big problem.
That was a problem.
But I don't know. It's just like I never really excelled at anything. I was horrible in school. You know, I was not that cute, and I didn't really do anything that would lead anyone except my mother to think that I was going to do something with my life someday. My mother kept saying, no, 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 you're special, and I just kept thinking, oh my God, you know, and I kept thinking, okay, you're right, I am. I know something's going to happen. But it was, you know, I mean, I don't think artists have self-esteem. If they did, they wouldn't be doing this, you know?
They create in order to overcome
Absolutely.
a low self-esteem.
This big hole, and you're just stuffing it full of stuff, you know? You're
begging for attention, begging for somebody to notice me.
Yes, I imagine.
You ever had analysis, been in analysis?
Sure.
Was it helpful?
Yes.
What did you understand? What did you come away with a sense of yourself?
I think it made me a lot gentler on myself. It made me a lot kinder to myself, because I'm very critical, and I have this very critical eye, you know, and no one gets away. I mean, I just see everything that's wrong with things, you know. I'm always thinking about making something better, but if I look at something, I go, oh, yeah, if that was just like that, and you could, you know, it's just the way my eyes work, you know, and I've always been really critical of myself. And,
a huge perfectionist.
Yeah.
You'd probably be a pretty good film director then, wouldn't you?
I am a pretty good film director.
You are a pretty good film
Yes.
director.
I am. I did this film, and I was really good at it.
Yeah, and so that may be a place that you want to go.
Oh, I hope so. I really hope so. I'd like to be really great at it. I'd really love to be great at it.
What's your relationship with David Geffen now? I mean, you two once went out and were lovers, whatever you were.
We're friends.
now.
Yeah,
You're
we're friends,
now.
yeah.
But I mean, David, have you remained close?
Absolutely.
Because he has enormous, I mean, he has a studio now.
Yeah.
Make a film for
Well,
David.
no, you don't. You never ask your friends about that stuff, you know? You never ask your friends.
Ask David to ask Stephen.
No,
Or
David
ask
doesn't,
Stephen
have,
to
David doesn't have to ask
Jeff.
anybody. No, David and I are really close, and I love him. You know, he's really sweet. I go to his house every once in a while. We watch a movie. And
Yeah, I read something somewhere about that. I mean,
Yeah.
it was almost like you would just show up and you two would watch a movie
yeah,
and hang
he
out.
would tell me that my life was in disarray, and I would go, yeah, Dave,
Yeah.
okay, fine.
Someone said to me the other day, I was going out to Los Angeles, they said, this is what they said to me. They said, Jeff Berg and David Geffen are the two smartest men in Hollywood. You think that's true? Well, David is certainly one of them.
Well, David is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think David's one of the most intelligent men I ever met.
A genius at what? At spotting talent? At good judgment? What?
He's just, his mind focuses, sees, assimilates, digests, has the answer, and he's just faster and smarter than anyone else, you know?
You
And he has
trust
great...
him with your life more than most people you know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would trust him with my life because I know, you know, I'm not stupid. Well, sometimes I am, but, you know,
Right.
but David is absolutely a genius. Well, that's a stupid thing. I don't really like to call him a genius. I have to take it back, but he really is.
Greg Allman.
Oh, I loved him, and he is a very gentle spirit that just isn't strong enough to deal with fame and fortune, and he should have stayed down home.
Were you the stronger of that relationship?
Yeah. But, I mean, I loved him, so that makes you weak right there, but I was the pillar, you know. I was the strong woman gonna change him and all that.
And what about the relationship with Sonny?
Now or then?
No, then.
No, I was the kid. I was 16 and he was 28, and so he just knew a lot more than I did, so that I got so used to him being right about things that I kind of stopped trying. You know, I just thought, well, you know, what Sonny knows what's happening, I'll just let him do it. And I also got a little bit lazy too.
And the relationship now?
I don't really talk to him now.
Yeah. Are you amazed? Are you surprised that he's as successful as a politician?
No.
Because he had a political quality?
Well, you know, at one time he got a plank in the Democratic platform and came home and said, oh, I met this guy, McGovern, he's so great. He's so fabulous. I'm not surprised that he's in politics, but I am kind of surprised that he's a Republican.
You thought he'd be a liberal Democrat, maybe?
Well, I didn't think he'd be a liberal anything, but I thought he'd be a Democrat.
Yeah.
He's not liberal.
He's what, conservative or
Yes.
moderate or?
I would say conservative.
Yeah, but he's always been that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk about this before. Take a look at this is a music video, Walking in Memphis. Here it is. If you had your ultimate dream, would it to be a female Elvis? I mean, look at this. I mean, if you could be...
Oh, no, I think I would have been a female Marlon Brando or female James Dean.
Oh, the acting comes back, the sort of rebel. Michael Keaton on this very show said that Brando changed everything about acting. Said that when he came out and did it his way, it made it different for everybody.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, he just was amazing. But I mean, I don't think it was just him. I just think he synthesized it. But there were other great actors before him, you know. Paul Munich was, I mean, there have been great, Leslie Howard, you know, there have been great actors, but he brought something new to it. He brought the reality of the time to it. He brought the street sense of the time, you know. He kind of imbued his acting with like a common thing, a common guy who just got up out of the street and just started working, and so you believed it more. There was no obvious style there. It was just raw, and it was great.
So, in the deepest part of your soul and your ambition, you would rather be an actor than a singer, than anything?
Well, no, I'd be Marlon Brando who could sing.
A couple more things about this. You've got, it's wide range of songs from James Brown, It's a Man's World, to Don Henley's Not Enough Love in the World, to Mark Cohn's Walking in Memphis. Did you choose all these?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. I mean, we have I have
Because they were
new
disconnected?
songs. No, I have new songs in there, and I have songs done by men. And I wanted to put a new spin on it. It's like if you listen to James Brown's "It's a Man's World," and then you listen to mine. His is a very up, feeling good about himself. It's a man's world, and mine is a very sad. It's a man's world.
Because for it to be a man's world makes you sad?
Well, no, it doesn't make me sad, but I think you guys have screwed it up a lot.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, so it's not.
And you guys would have done it better.
I think so.
You do.
Yeah.
Been more what?
Caring.
Caring. You think that's the essential difference in men and women?
Yeah.
Women are more caring.
Yeah.
Caring about relationships, caring about...
Well, I mean, caring about relationships, but I mean, that goes like we would be more caring about old people, we would be more caring about young people, we would be more caring about relationships. Women are there kind of to pick up the pieces, and when men go off and break everything up.
Yeah, but you know what? You remind me, you seem to me to be a woman who would be, if Cher loved you, there was nothing that she wouldn't do to be with you, to be your woman.
Absolutely.
If you were her man.
Absolutely.
You would walk the last mile.
Absolutely.
And have.
Yes, and have. Yeah, and have.
Because once you...
Yeah, once I commit to something, I'm kind of like a pit bull, you know. I'm there, you know. I'm good. I like be good to ride shotgun or something because I'm totally there. But whatever I'm doing, I'm pretty much totally there, you know. I'm pretty much in the space.
Your daughter,
Yes.
Chastity,
Yes.
did an interview with you
Yes.
in The Advocate.
Yes.
How was that for you? Her doing the interview and all that you've been
nervous.
through and all that she's been through.
I was really nervous, but then when we started, we just were giggling. I said to her, "Da, how is this going to be an interview? We're having such a good time." And I said, "Oh, Da, I'm sure that I'm going to get hurt on this because I know I'm just going to say whatever you ask me. I'm going to give you, you know, an answer that I wouldn't give anybody else, you know."
I was hoping that's what you would treat me.
Well, no, I don't have my guard up with my daughter, you know. I mean, I've known her since she was like that. So and we were laughing through the whole thing. We had a great time, but I don't know. I mean, we haven't really seen it. We just saw a cover of it. So, but
what did you tell her that was revealing?
That I'd never have an affair with Kate Jackson or Liza Minnelli.
What she said, is there anybody you'd have an affair with?
No, she said, "Mom, you know, people thought that you had an affair with Liza Minnelli and Kate Jackson," and I almost fell off my bed. And I went, "I'd never have an affair with those two."
Well,
you know?
who would you have an affair with?
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, she didn't ask me who I'd have an affair with, but she just said, "Is this true?" And I went, "Chastity, you know, get a grip." No.
Had she asked you that before?
No, never.
Did the fact that she came out and announced that she was a lesbian, did that bring you closer together because it might have been difficult for her?
In the beginning, the first couple of days, it made us very farther apart.
Why?
Because my heart was broken.
Because you knew that it, what?
Because I thought, first of all, I mean, I'm really intelligent. I have lots of gay friends. It's not the reaction that you would have expected from me. It's not the reaction that I expected from myself. But two reasons. First of all, I was the last person she told, and I kind of found out that she had told everyone else, and I called her and kind of confronted her, where she wasn't really calling to tell me. And then, because working parents and working mothers have a lot of guilt about working, you know, and I think I'm no different, I thought it's something I did. I wasn't there enough for her, and this, that, and the other.
Unbelievable to me. You are sometimes so stupid.
I know.
It's
it really
amazing.
is. And I just felt really guilty. It was like a great place.
My daughter's sexual preference was determined by the fact that I was working so much.
Yeah.
God.
But you know what it was? It was because I have guilt about not being home all the time and all that. So it was a perfect place for my guilt to reside. It was a focus, you know. And then all of a sudden I thought, this is so stupid, you know. It it doesn't make any sense to me. I had to kind of separate my mind and my neurotic tendencies, you know, so that I could take a look at it and just see, you know, what was my problem. And there wasn't any.
Over it.
Yeah, it took about 3 days.
Yeah, and then it was just a normal. Everything was back to normal, except that your daughter. You knew that your daughter was
also,
gay.
I didn't like her girlfriend.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but I love her girlfriend now.
Oh, she has a new girlfriend, and so you approve?
Yes, I love Laura. She's a really cool girl. Actually, I even like Heidi, but I like Heidi more now that they're not together.
Heidi?
Yes.
What was wrong with Heidi?
She was just kind of a bitch.
Now, when you think about the relationship, there's only one child, right?
No, I have 2.
You have 2.
Yeah,
and
Elijah.
Who's Elijah?
It's
oh,
Gregory's
that's right.
son, yeah.
Now, I forgot about that. I didn't know about that.
You mustn't. He'll be 20 this year.
Now, where is he?
He's in Los Angeles right now.
What's he do?
He just finished making his first album.
Oh, so he's a musician.
Yeah.
Singer?
Sings, plays all instruments, writes.
Yeah.
Real talented.
Did you perform with him?
Well, I did once on a ship.
On a ship?
On the battleship.
What were you doing on a battleship?
I was singing Turn Back Time in very little clothing, and he was playing on the record.
Turn Back Time in very little clothing.
In very little clothing.
Yeah.
But no, he probably wouldn't want to sing with me because I'm a little old-fashioned.
What do you, and these amazing experiences you have had, and all the men and all the friends that you've had, and all the relationships you've had, and no matter how many there are or how few there are, what do you most regret when you look back?
Oh. In a certain way, I wasn't stronger. I wish I would have been stronger in some ways. Really, really done exactly what I thought was right all the time instead of just part of the time. I would have had more conviction.
Like?
I can't tell you like because I can't tell you like because it's too personal.
And what are you proudest of?
That I'm still here.
That you survived.
Yeah, and my children, I'm really proud of them. They're cool. They're good people. They're responsible.
It's great to have you here.
Thanks.
Cher, the novel. The
novel.
The novel is It's a Man's World. Is that the title of this, or just Cher?
No, It's a Man's World.
But you can't hardly see it on there, right?
Well,
see
look,
how
it's
little,
teeny.
tiny little pictures.
See, but see, people who buy
world.
cassettes have young eyes and they can see well.
Well, why are we attacking the host?
Well, no, I can't see it either. I have to put my glasses on.
Why are we getting nasty with the host at this end of this interview?
I'm not getting nasty with you, but young people buy those and they can see it.
Don't tell me a young person can see that any better than I can. It's a Man's World. It's in tiny little print. Look at it.
Yes, I know that, but they probably can see it, and you and I can't. I'm 50 and you're 54.
Exactly.
Take your glasses out and put them on and tell me if you can read it then.
Where are they?
I don't know.
I don't know. They're here.
Okay.
All right. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Will you come back sometime?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll work on the lighting.
Will you work on your lighting? Because when I come back, I'll be much older. So,
yeah, I
right.
know.
Okay.
Probably another 10 years or
Yes.
so. By then, you'll have another album.
Right.
You probably directed a couple of films.
Well, I hope
and
so.
maybe come back to acting.
Yes.
All right.
I might already do that.
I hope you do all of those things. All right?
Okay.
Thanks, sir. We'll be right back. Michael Keaton is here.